What are you saying, everybody? It's your boy, Nav Sharma, coming to you live from his basement, letting you know that he's doing a podcast. That's right. We're talking about my dating life. I'm going to be talking about movies. I'm going to be talking about sports, TV shows, anime. Whatever it is I feel like talking about that week, I'm going to talk about now. If you haven't already, make sure you check me out on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to start coming out with some skits on there. So please, subscribe so you don't miss out on those. There's going to be YouTube exclusives. Obviously, I won't be able to put skits on Spotify as it's just an audio platform. I'm not as big as Joe Rogan yet, but I'll get there. Anyways, so let's get into the first episode where we talk about the Tinder Swindler. What are you saying, everybody? We're going to get right into today's story. It's not really a story, but more of a discussion, more of a sort of what's been on my mind type of thing. So lately, I've been getting some real heat for my first 2 episodes of my podcast. Now, it ain't Joe Rogan heat. No one's trying to cancel me yet. I'm not big enough yet. I have the subscribership like I've been canceled, but I definitely am not that big yet. But I've been getting heat from friends and female friends, women, and they've told me like you shouldn't talk about women like that on your podcast because they open up to you. They've given you their all. They've literally almost been so vulnerable with you. You don't have anything better to do than to talk shit about them on a podcast? No, I really don't. It's Valentine's Day. I have all the time in the world because I am single as fuck. So why not talk shit, right? It's the best thing to do. Ladies, it could be worse. I could be the Tinder Swindler. That's right. If you haven't seen the Tinder Swindler, it's basically a guy running a Ponzi scheme on a bunch of these European women. Now, that is just the very basic version of it. I don't want to give away too much. I really think you guys should check it out, especially if you guys are in that dating culture like I am. Because you need to know what's out there. You need to know how badly you can get scammed. So that's exactly what I did. I saw this documentary. And my first takeaway of the entire documentary is the fact that if the Tinder Swindler was a woman, there wouldn't even be a documentary. No guy would ever want to come out and speak the fact that this woman robbed you of $250,000, especially since most of you cheat on your wife. I could picture myself as a victim in that documentary, like in the documentary for like the women who swindled me out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, I could just picture myself just, like, in that, like, dim restaurant or lounge lit room. And I'm just, like, sitting there talking, like, I just wanted love, you know? Like, she was great. She was sweet. She always talked dirty. Anytime I asked for nudes, she would send it to me. We instantly got along. We liked the same things. We did the same things. And then you fast forward to when I lose, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then it's just like, bitches ain't shit, yo. Bitches ain't shit. They don't want any of this to come. So this woman would definitely get away with it. And you know what? Kudos to her. Whatever happened to equality? Nah, I'm saying. Women wanted to fight for equal pay, and if this woman was the Tinder Swindler, she would have got extra pay. I have a second beef, like a second issue with the documentary, okay? And it starts like this. Now, for those of you who've seen it, I mean, just tell me, like, am I the only one that's acting like an idiot here? So this is what happens. This lady swindled for over $250,000, okay? She was constantly calling American Express, trying to up her limit, saying that she's the one making these lavish purchases. for this guy. My beef is this. After she's in the whole 250K, she has this mental breakdown, and then she calls American Express. And American Express is like, hey, don't stress. It's okay. We're going to send someone to you. Don't worry about feeling overwhelmed, and we'll just figure it out, right? So then they send these two people to this girl's door, right? They walk into her house. They talk to her. She starts explaining everything the guy did, how he swindled her out of thousands. And she knows that she lied and that she made these phone calls, and she was admitting it, but she was like, I was being hustled. I was being scammed, right? They go, do you have a picture of this person? She shows him a picture, and you know what the fuck these people say? Oh, that's the guy. Yo, I just, if someone is stealing money from you and stealing money from your clientele, why aren't you telling people about this scam? Why aren't you informing the world about the fact that there is a fucking person loose that's running this scam? You're not going to, because you need to make your money. That's right. They don't give a fuck. Creditors don't give a fuck. As long as you are, in their grasp, in their hold, as long as they own you, they legitimately own you. They will take your house, your cars, everything. Like, that's why I'm so shocked, because this has been happening, and instead of informing clients, you're just quietly like, oh, okay, we'll just keep letting it happen. And it's not until it's already too late. So it's not until these two fucking people show up to the house and that you finally decide to say, oh yeah, we've known about this guy for a while. If you have, then why aren't you doing anything about it, Anyway, that's my gripe with the Tinder swindler. I had two main things. Honestly, it was frustrating, yo. It was a kind of a shitty ending to a podcast. Oh, sorry. It was kind of a shitty ending to a Netflix documentary, because it didn't leave you satisfied, right? When you watch certain documentaries, at the end, they'll be like, oh, they caught this guy, or, oh, this guy died, or, this something happened. The end of this documentary basically said, we caught the guy. He spent a couple of months in prison and is now living the same fucking lavish lifestyle. Has 1 million followers on Instagram. I can't even get 50 people to subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right. So what do we do here? Where do we go from now as society? Are we going to let these type of people get away with it? Probably, because we are only self-centered and we don't give a fuck about anything else. I cared a lot about things. Yesterday, I cared a lot about the Superbowl. I love watching football. Football is one of my favorite sports to watch. Why is football my favorite sport to watch? Let me tell you, it comes down to one thing. The commentators, okay? The commentators have such a dirty way, have so many sexual innuendos, where if you have a dirty mind like I do, everything sounds like sex. Like everything sounds like they're describing sex to you, right? So I'll give you an example. Like a running back will make a play, and then a commentator will be like, oh, did you see that? The way he just finds the hole and bursts right through it. I mean, he's really deep in there, stuff like that. Another line that I heard recently in the Super Bowl. You'll see Tyreek Hill finds the soft spot in the D and he takes advantage. And my personal favorite, you see that he comes in the defender's face and he tries his best to stop him from grabbing the ball, but the ball just hits him in the chest and bounces straight on the floor. That's why I love watching football. That's why I actually love the Super Bowl, and that's why I love listening to all commentary, right? I don't like listening to other people talk. Shut the fuck up. Let me listen to the commentary, and then if you see me go to the bathroom later, I'm just tugging one out, all right? Leave me alone. Back to the Tinder swindler. The only thing that actually really impressed me about the documentary is the fact that this guy must have had impeccable scheduling, right? Like I'll send a text to someone, I'll put my phone down and I forgot I sent that text. And then 6 hours later, I'll flip my phone back up and they're messaging me like, why are you ghosting me? Right? I have terrible memory. I don't know how this guy kept up with it. He must be some sort of a genius. He's a criminal, but he must be some sort of a genius. That's going to conclude today's episode. Now, before I go, I need everyone. You heard me begging and pleading throughout this entire episode. I need everyone to tell everyone they know to go to youtube.com. In the search bar, search What You Sayin' Nav Sharma. One more time. What You Sayin' Nav Sharma. And then hit subscribe. You'll see the purple chair. You'll see the What You Sayin' and the bright lights. Hit subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I need to get me to 100 subscribers so that I could change my YouTube link to something that's a little more memorable and easier for you guys to click on. I just want to take this opportunity to thank you guys so much for listening. I've already gotten to more than 50 subs. I really appreciate that. I mean, we're halfway to the goal, so we're almost there. I also wanted to just let you guys know, thanks for tuning in on Valentine's Day after the Super Bowl. I mean, it has been a pretty busy weekend for most of us. But I really appreciate it. And if you're listening to this, you're single and you're in the tub, you got some wine, you got some chocolates, you're feeling kind of tipsy and you're just there listening to my voice, send nudes. Thanks for listening, guys.